It's not that people aren't what they seem, it's that people don't know who they are. So understanding who you are and understanding where you play on the team and allowing you to get out of your own way, that is entrepreneurship. The 3 business personalities. Today, I want to share with you guys the 3 core areas of your business that you have multiple personality disorder in. Now, if you've ever felt that running a business is hard, and maybe have you ever felt you're an imposter? Have you ever felt like, why is other people that I know are doing so much better than I, and I'm the one feeling like I can't figure it out, right? Here's what I want to share with you, because if you get the 3 personalities and understand which one you are and really dial into that, business changes everything. You get to discover who you are at your core and lean into that and create magic, all right? And understand, and some of you guys are going to hear this and go like, I don't agree with that, Dan. I don't know if that's who I am. And I hear ya. I have a lot of friends that get into that position, but if you really lean into it, if you understand, if you honor it, your business approach, life will completely change. You know, I remember about 10 years ago, I was working with an entrepreneur. I kind of gone through 3 different beliefs in life. Originally, I believed that everybody should be an entrepreneur. Then I believe that not everybody should be an entrepreneur. And now what I've realized is there's 3 personalities I'm going to share with you that you need to dial into, and you could be part of a business, all right? I'm going to go back to the early days when I thought everybody could be an entrepreneur. I had a friend named Julie, and she started a company, and she went all in. She called me up one day, and she's like, hey, I need some advice. We sat down, and we looked at her plan. And I was excited. I'm like, if you're an entrepreneur and we get to connect at some point in the world, I am the biggest fan of entrepreneurs. So when I had the opportunity to sit down with Julie and really hear her vision for her company, I was probably super overly excited, about like a cheerleader. And I think that might have given her some level of false confidence, which to me is not a bad thing, but it really ended up causing some challenges. So here's what happened. She went all in. She got all the gear, got all the business cards, got all the letterheads, really built the business. And 9 months later, I find out that the business completely failed. Why? She didn't focus on the right area of the businesses. And 10 years later, I finally realized that it's because she didn't understand what personality she was in her business. She didn't have people to support her. Okay, so the first personality you need to understand, and this comes from a lot of different people. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber talks about the technician. I like to call it the artist. The artist is the person who loves the craft. They're the person that creates the business because maybe they worked at a company and didn't feel like that their boss was doing it right, and they wanted to create a different way of approaching it. It's the artistic skill that kind of transforms itself into a business, right? The entrepreneurial seizure of a technician that decides to start their own company. And that's great, but without the other 2 personalities part of your business, it becomes really challenging, right? You can show up one day and be creating the most epic things, but there's no sales because you're not out there talking to the customers. You might have the most incredible service or products, but you don't have any way to measure your progress because you don't understand how to properly manage your time or the receivables or really the business in general. So the first one is the artist. And if you're dialed into that, then hold off. At the end, I'm going to share with you guys how to kind of fix the situation. But artist is number 1. Number 2 is the manager. The manager is somebody who makes sure that the trains run on time. They're the person that cares about the spreadsheet. If you think about Steve Jobs at Apple, his manager was really Tim Cook, who's now the current CEO. His background was operations. It's somebody that like nerds out on spreadsheets, cares about schedules, they care about the timing, they understand how to interact with people. A lot of entrepreneurs are really horrible with people. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but this frustration of like, why don't people understand my vision for the company? Why do I have to continue to remind them what needs to get done? That is a personality defect, all right? But the manager knows how to interact and lead those people. The third type of business personality is the entrepreneur. They're the risk taker. They're the person that will jump off the cliff and build the plane as they're falling down, okay? Now, many of the people watching this video, they want to self-identify as the entrepreneur. Totally cool, I get that. But the truth is that you might be an artist, or you're maybe more indexed to the manager. If you're the person that likes to sit there and file paperwork, you might want to go look in the mirror and think like, am I really the risk taker? Risk takers are truly the people that are willing to roll the dice. They're all in. They'll create. They're creators, okay? Here's the beauty, is if you look at like a basketball team, you got guys like Stephen Curry, okay? Stephen Curry, I believe, now I'm not a basketball guy, he makes $20 million a year, okay? Then you have the manager of the team, right? The Golden State Warriors at today's point, that's where Stephen Curry plays. He makes $5 million a year. Then you have the owner of the team, the entrepreneur. The current franchise value is around $500 million. Why? Risk taker, manager, artist, okay? That's what you need to understand. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't create an incredible company. It just means you need to self-identify on which one of those you are and then bring people into your team that'll support you on this. This is incredibly important. And I know some of you guys are like, but I want to be an entrepreneur or I am an artist. Here's the deal. Here's how you know really the artist and entrepreneur. If I came to you one day and said, you're going to sell your business tomorrow, how are you going to feel? The entrepreneur, giddy up, let's do it, we'll build another one. The artist, that's their baby. They would never sell their baby. They would be gutted. It would crush them. So if you're resonating with that, you need to understand. The manager, they're like, do I still have a job? That's really all they care about. They want to make sure that things are going to work out. So those are the three business personalities that you need to understand, self-identify, and really make happen in your business. The artist, the manager, the entrepreneur. As per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to my newsletter where I share exclusive invites and other training videos, as well as if you're ready to get going, click on those videos I got queued up for you. I will see you next week.